Good morning everyone. I hope you all are fit and fine and are doing very well at your homes and are safe. So, I, your general knowledge teacher, Nakwi Anam Fatima, is here with a video of Standard 6. So today we are going to talk about chapter number 7, that is internal organs. So let's get started and see what's there in this chapter. So let's see what is internal organ of a human body. An internal organ is an organ that is inside of a human body beneath the skin. Our internal organs involve the brain, heart, lungs, liver, stomach, kidneys, small intestine, large intestine, trachea, esophagus, etc., which are protected by the layers of skin, fat and bones. So, this is the diagram of anatomy of the human body. This shows different types of organs located in different parts of our body. So, these organs like brain, heart, stomach, lungs, liver, kidneys, intestines, etc. are the main organs of our body, as well as their primary functions are very important. Just like brain, which controls our thoughts, memories and other organs, the heart that pumps blood around the body, the lungs that separates oxygen from the air and remove carbon dioxide from the blood, the stomach which helps to digest food, the intestines that absorb all the nutrients from the food, liver helps removing poisons from the blood. The function of kidneys are to filter blood and produce urine. The bladder stores urine. The skin protects and contains the other organs. So these were just highlights. Now let's see them in a little bit detail. The first one is heart. The heart is really very important because it pumps blood around our body, delivering oxygen and nutrients to our cells and removing waste products. Heart is made of muscles and is a hollow organ like pillows. The heart mainly has 4 chambers, 2 upper chambers called the right and left atria and 2 lower chambers that are called the right and left ventricle. The main function of heart is beating continuously and keeping the blood circulation in our body. Our heart is to keep blood that is full of oxygen circulating throughout our body. So it is very important and necessary to keep our heart healthy with a well-balanced diet and exercise, and it is very necessary and important to avoid things that can damage it, like smoking. The heart normally beats about 70 to 72 times per minute or about 1 lakh times a day. Yes, and the fact is, if one's heart stops beating, a person could even die. So it is very necessary for heart to keep its function working and keep beating. So with that, let's go to the next slide, that is the brain. A brain is an organ that serves as the center of nervous system. The brain is the most important organ in the human body because the brain is the one who controls and coordinates actions and reactions, which allows us to think and feel and enable us to have memories, feelings, and all the things that makes us human. The brain is located in the head. It is contained inside the heart skull that protects brain from many other damages. The brain directs our body's internal functions and gives us self-awareness and the ability to speak and move in this world. So, in short, the main purpose and function of brain is to control our thoughts, memories, speech, movements of arms and legs, and the functions of many organs within our body, because brain is responsible for all of the human's body's functions. So now let's see about lungs. The lungs' main role and important function is to bring in air from the atmosphere and pass oxygen into the bloodstream. And from there, it circulates to the rest of the body. The lungs are located in the chest, behind the rib cage on either side of the heart. They are roughly conical in shape with a rounded point. Although lungs are in a pair but are not in an equal size or shape. The reason is the left lung has an indentation boundary where the heart resides, called the cardiac notch. The right lung is shorter to allow space for the liver below. Overall, the left lung has a slightly smaller weight and capacity than the right one. The lungs are like bellows. As they expand, air is sucked in for allowing oxygen, and as they compress, the exchanged carbon dioxide waste is pushed back out during exhalation. So basically, when air enters the nose or mouth, it travels down the trachea, which is also called the windpipe. After this, it reaches a section called the carina. At the carina, the windpipe splits into two parts, creating two main streams called bronchi. One leads to the left lung and the other leads to the right lung. This is called respiratory system. Breathing pumps air in and out. So now the question is, why should we keep our lungs healthy? Because healthy lungs supply large amounts of oxygen to our blood and allows us to work, play, and live well. They also remove the carbon dioxide and other waste gases that our body doesn't need. So kids, now let's see some fast facts on the lungs. Number 1 is the left and right lungs are having different sizes. Number 2, the lungs play a part in many functions, which includes regulating the acidity of the body. Number 3, smoking tobacco is the biggest cause of lung-related complaints. Number 4, they purify the blood. The lungs purify the blood. And next is preventive and lifestyle measures can help keep the lungs healthy. So hashtag happy lungs, happy life. So now let's move on to the next slide, that is of liver. The liver is one of the largest organs in the human body. It has many important metabolic functions to do, but the main job is to filter the blood coming from the digestive tract before passing it to the rest of the body. Liver converts the nutrients in our diets into substances that the body can use. Liver also stores these substances and supplies cells with them when needed. The liver also makes proteins. It also takes up toxic substances and converts them into harmless substances or makes sure they are released from the body. The liver is the largest gland in our body and is located on the right side of our body, on the upper part of the stomach. Liver produces bile and helps the digestive system. It also stores fat and some minerals and vitamins. The human adult liver weighs about 1.4 kilograms and is found in the right upper abdomen below the diaphragm. It takes up most of the space in the left upper abdomen too. So, our next organ are kidneys. The kidneys are a pair of pin-shaped organs on either side of our spine, below our ribs and behind our bellies. Each kidney is about 4 or 5 inches long, roughly the size of a large fist. So, why are kidneys so important? It is important because our kidneys remove waste and extra fluid from our body. Our kidneys also remove acid that is produced by the cells of our body and maintain a healthy balance of water, salts and minerals such as sodium, calcium, phosphorus and potassium in our body. Kidney also help us filter blood before sending it back to the heart. So, blood comes into the kidney, waste gets removed and salt, water and minerals are adjusted if needed. The filtered blood goes back into the body. What waste gets turned into urine, which collects in the kidneys, a funnel-shaped structure that drains down a tube called the ureter to the bladder. Do you know a healthy kidney filters about half cup of blood every minute, removing waste and extra water to make urine? Now you know that. So, without this balance, nerves, muscles and other tissues in our body may not work normally. So, our kidney also makes hormones that helps to control our BP, that means blood pressure, and also makes red blood cells. They keep our bones strong and healthy. Do you know, kids, keeping your kidneys healthy is very important and necessary. So here there are few points that can help you keep them in good shape. So number 1 is always stay hydrated. That means drinking plenty of fluid, that is water, will help your kidneys function properly. Especially during hot weather, when traveling in hot countries or when exercising, you need to drink more water than usual to make up for the fluid or the water lost by sweating. Next one is eating healthy. A balanced diet ensures you get all the vitamins and minerals your body needs. Eat plenty of fruits and vegetables, grains such as wheat, bread, wheat bread or rice, maize, etc. But don't eat too much salty or fatty food. Next is don't smoke or drink alcohol. Drinking alcohol and smoking both rise your blood pressure, and high blood pressure is one of the most common causes of kidney disease. And then keep slim to help your kidneys. Being too heavy raises your blood pressure, and again that is bad for your kidneys. Try to keep yourself at a healthy weight by not overeating. So this was it about kidneys. And now stepping to the next topic, that is our stomach. So stomach. Everyone knows that the stomach is the main food storage tank of the body. The stomach is a muscular organ located on the left side of the upper abdomen. The stomach receives food from the esophagus. As food reaches the end of the esophagus, then it enters the stomach through a muscular valve. The stomach is a rounded hollow organ located just inferior to the diaphragm in the left part of abdominal cavity. If it were not for the stomach storage system or capacity to store food, we would have to eat continuously instead of just a few times each day. The stomach also secretes a mixture of acid, mucus, and enzymes that helps to digest and sanitize our food while it is being stored. So how does the stomach work? Answer is, the stomach is a muscular hollow organ. So when it takes in food from the esophagus, it mixes it, breaks it down, and then passes it onto the small intestine in a very small portions. Because the stomach is the widest part of the digestive system. It not only digests food, but it also stores it. According to the BBC, the stomach can hold a bit more than 1 liter of food at once. The design of the food allows a person to eat a large meal that can be digested slowly over time. It can for 4 to 6 hours or longer to digest a meal. But it doesn't mean that we have to overeat. Overeating is also bad for our stomach. So now let's move to our next slide, that is intestines. The main purpose of intestine is to digest food. But it is not only there for digestion. It also produces various substances that carry messages to the other parts of the body and play very important role in fighting with germs and regulating the body's water balance. Most of the absorption of nutrients and water happens in the intestines. Therefore, intestine is divided into 2 parts, that is small one and large one, which is called small intestine and large intestine. Firstly, small intestine. Small intestine is about 6 meters or 20 feet long, and the large intestine is about 1.5 meters or 5 feet long. Now, Most of the absorption of nutrients and minerals from food that we take place in stomachs goes to small intestine and take place there. Small intestine lies between the stomach and large intestine, and the large intestine, which also known as the large bowel, so water is absorbed here in large intestines, and the remaining waste material is stored as feces before being removed by the defecation. The large intestine has three primary functions, that is, absorbing water, producing and absorbing vitamins, and forming and propelling feces towards the rectum for elimination. So, the food after passing through the stomach comes into the small intestine and is digested here, and the undigested food comes into the large intestine and is thrown out of the body as stool. So now let's move to the next slide, that is of bones. The human bone is the internal framework of the human body. It is composed of around 270 bones at the birth. This total decreases to around 206 bones by the adulthood after some bones get fused together. The bone mass in the skeleton reaches maximum density around age 21. But the major function of the bones is to support body, facilitation of movement, protection of internal organs, storage of minerals and fat. Bones provide support for our bodies and help form our shape. Although they are very thin, bones are strong enough to support our entire weight. Bones also protect the body's organs, just like the skull, which protects the brain and forms the shape of the face. Bones play an important part in the overall function of our body. As they provide a frame for our body, they also protect vital organs such as heart, and they even produce blood that is used by our body. So when we walk or run, it is because our bones and muscles are working together. If we had no bones in our bodies, we would just collapse like a big glob of jelly. If you tap your chest, you will feel your breastbone protecting the structures underneath, such as your heart and lungs. Run your hands down your back and you will feel your backbone, which gives you support. The spinal column lets you stand upright and protects spinal cord, which is the part of the nervous system. When spinal cord is damaged, people are often paralyzed or lose function in some part of their bodies. So protecting this structure is very important. It is made up of bones that is called the skeleton, which is hard and strong enough to protect and build up our entire human body. So these were some internal organs that works for our body. So now let's move to the exercise. Now the exercise number 1 is fill in the blanks with proper words. Here questions are given and we have to choose answers accordingly. So fill up number 1 is it beats continuously and keeps the blood circulating in our body. So the organs that works pumping the blood and beating continuously and keeping the blood circulating in our body is none other than heart. Number 2, it is the control center of our body. So the organ that controls the movement, feelings, memories and actions of our body is brain. Number 3, they purify the blood. Lungs purifies the blood. The organ which purify the blood with oxygen is lungs. Number 4, it is the largest gland of our body. So among all the organs, the largest gland in our body is liver. Liver is the largest gland of our body. Number 5, they are two bean-shaped organs. So the organ which shaped as a bean is kidney. Kidneys are shaped as bean. Number 6, the food which we eat comes to it through the food pipe. When we eat and put food in our mouth, this goes through esophagus to stomach. Stomach is an organ that stores food. Number 7, food is digested here and undigested food is thrown out of the body as stool. So, the food that comes from stomach goes to small intestine, and then the undigested food which are waste are thrown out of the body are from large intestines. Number 8, it provides shape and support to our body. So, the important part of bones is to keep shape and that supports to our body. So these were fill in the blanks. Now let's move to second exercise. That is, strike out the incorrect word. Very easy exercise. In this exercise, we are going to strike out the wrong word. The answer which is wrong and incorrect, we are going to strike them out. So let's see. Question number 1. The right, left side of the heart